I must be tweaking. Because I was just playing 2K. It is 1 in the morning. And I look down. And the Dallas Mavericks trade Luka to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a first? What? So, I thought Shams was hacked, as it seemed like everyone else on Twitter did too. But then Haynes said something, and then ESPN said something, and then Bleacher Report said something, and then more and more people kept saying stuff. And unless the entirety of NBA Twitter is hacked, it looks like this is real. And I don't understand any of it. It's a 3-team trade between the Lakers, the Mavericks, and the Jazz. And I'm going to touch on everyone. But real quick, the Lakers get Luka. They get Maxi Kleber. They get Markieff Morris. The Mavericks get Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a first. The Jazz get Jalen Hood-Schifino and 2 2025 seconds. A Clippers and a Mavericks. What the hell? Let me start real quick with the Jazz, because we can get this one out of the way. Real quick. I'm assuming what they're sending out is going to be just cash considerations to make this deal work. I know they have 2 trade exceptions. I'm assuming that's what they're trading out. Because other than that, they're just getting free stuff. They're getting 2 firsts. I'm sorry. That would be insane. They're getting 2 seconds for free. And Jalen Hood-Schifino, who I don't think is like crazy good, but I also think he needs a change of scenery and might as well go to Utah. They'll play you. They'll play anyone. So, and if he turns around to just even be mid or even slightly subpar, this is a win. Because you traded nothing and you received something. Even if those 2 first, I keep saying first, even it's now 2 in the morning at this point. I don't know what's going on. Even if those 2 second-round picks end up being garbage, you traded nothing. This is such a Danny Ainge trade to just like jump in the middle of this absolute nonsense and go, hey, we can make the money work. Just give us small assets, but they're assets nonetheless. So, shout out the Jazz. I'm giving Jazz an A+ on this trade. You gave up nothing and you received something. I don't know how. Congrats. Now I'm gonna move to the Lakers. I moved to the Lakers because I have a lot of thoughts for the Mavericks, so I'm saving them for last. I'm moving Lakers. Hey, biggest congratulations to you. You just got Luka. Yeah, you lost Anthony Davis. And Anthony Davis is a fantastic player. One of the best defenders in the league. Great offense. Like, it's Anthony Davis. He's one of the best players in the whole league. But you're getting Luka, who is second best in the league, third best. Can't be mad at that. And Luka's 25, AD's 31. You really wanted someone that LeBron could pass the torch to. I didn't know how I felt about AD being the one, because he's not that 31's old, but for NBA terms, for basketball terms, that's a little old. In 10 years, is AD going to be in the league? Probably not. But Luka will be. So passing the torch from LeBron to Luka, who they already have pretty similar play styles. I mean, LeBron plays a lot more bully ball than Luka, but just from the aspect if they can really do more or less anything on the court. Obviously, you take a huge defensive hit. Max Christie, solid, okay defender. AD, like Depoy caliber defender. You're getting Luka, terrible defender. Maxi Kleber, like, isn't going to see the court. Markieff Morris is not going to see the court. Like, you get I'm not even thinking about them. They're just here. They're here to, like, line up contracts, as far as I'm concerned. You don't have a center anymore. If you want to look at a downside here for the Lakers, the only downside I can tell you is defensively you got worse and you don't have a center. But it's not like the Lakers were good defensively in the first place. That's been an ongoing problem, and you still need a center. But like actually really really bad this time. The Lakers need a center thing is like so true. But there's centers available. You could go after someone like Kelly Olynyk. I don't know, like you're probably trading Jared Vanderbilt, and I don't know contract situations right now, but like you got Brook Lopez out there, you've got Jakob Poeltl, you've got Kelly Olynyk, you've got Eubanks just got traded, but you've got a bunch of possibilities. You're not going to get like a top center. You're not going to get anything crazy, but you're going to get someone that's going to play better than Jackson Hayes or Christian Wood, and that's a win. Do I think this makes them favorites? No. Do I think this makes them contenders? Absolutely. I think if we were running a one-game elimination, the Lakers could possibly be my favorite. But in a 7-game series, I don't know how 40-year-old LeBron's going to do. I hate to say it because I know it's LeBron and I know he's going to play well, but you're going to ask him to do a lot, especially defensively. And Luka, as great of a player as Luka is, in a 7-game series, he gets attacked. And he basically just gets used off the court. And you saw it with the Celtics in the NBA Finals. Luka just got, like, they just targeted Luka and they made him work, and then he just got tired. And outside of Luka, LeBron, you still have AR, who's a great player, but it's like that's really it. So we'll see. Wouldn't be shocked. Wouldn't be shocked if they made a run. Wouldn't be shocked if they won it all. But I'm not going to bet on it. But, like, man, you got to be happy. You traded a first, Max Christie and Anthony Davis, and you got one of the best players in the league. Like, congratulations. You got to be happy. And now the Mavericks, what are you doing? What are you doing? Reportedly, the reason they moved on from Luka. Well, first of all, reportedly they approached the Lakers about trading Luka. The Lakers didn't approach them. They approached the Lakers, which I don't understand. If you are even interested in moving Luka, which I think is a terrible idea, but if for whatever reason you've convinced yourself that that is what's best for your franchise, you do not approach a team about him. You let people approach you. You cannot tell me a team like the Houston Rockets wouldn't have sent you Jabari Smith, Jalen Green, and a bunch of firsts, or Reed Shepherd or something. You couldn't get something. You got Anthony Davis, and I don't want to downplay like Anthony Davis is a bad player. Anthony Davis is a great player. But you just traded a 25-year-old who hasn't even reached his prime yet, who is a top player in basketball. I'm not talking top 20. I'm not talking about top 10. I'm talking about goddamn top 5. And you traded him for Anthony Davis and a first, and it's not even like that first holds that much weight anymore, because it only held so much weight because LeBron was out of the league in 2029. Anthony Davis was 35 in 2029. But no, now they're going to have 29-year-old Luka, who, shocker, 28 through 30 is your prime years in the NBA. So you have dead ass center of his prime Luka on the Lakers. No LeBron. Likely no LeBron. I cannot imagine LeBron is on that team at 45? I can't imagine that that's the case. But even regardless, you are banking on the fact that Luka will not be good. You're banking on the fact that the Lakers, who are the most prolific franchise in the NBA, won't be able to sign a half-decent free agent. You're banking on the fact that with the few second-round picks that they do have, they won't be able to draft anyone. You're banking on the fact that there will be no one on that roster, that they have the first overall pick. And even still, if you get the first overall pick in 2029, you are plotting on an 8th grader. You are plotting on an 8th grader right there. There cannot possibly be an 8th grader you are more interested in right now than Luka. And even if there is, you traded Luka for a pick, for a chance, a shot to draft someone. And what is the type of player you want to draft? A Luka. You're not like, what? Am I tripping? You get one shot to draft another Luka? Like, it's not like you traded a guy that's not that great and there's other players better. You traded to draft the same guy. I just don't understand. When you could have gotten, again, if you're going to trade him, which I don't think you should, but if you're going to, you ask other teams because you could have gone multiple picks. That could have been multiple Lukas. And if you come out trading Luka, immediately you're going to look stupid. But if that means you get 5 first-round picks and you hit on all 5 and now you have a super team of homegrown players, not going to look stupid anymore. If this hits, the only way the Mavericks come out of here looking good is if they can win a championship with Kyrie and AD. Not a bad team. I'm not going to act like this team is terrible. This team is weird. It's not terrible. But you're going to have to win a chip with them, and then you're going to have to get the first overall pick and draft a new Luka. You're just giving yourself such a hard chance to come out of this victorious. There's just not too many avenues where you come out and you look like you actually won this trade, because obviously off rip you look like you lost this trade horrifically. And I'm very confident in saying that that's how this trade is going to end, is you lose it horrifically. And the worst part about all of this is the fact that the reason they traded Luka is not because he asked to leave, is not because there's injury concern. It's not. They're concerned because they don't know if Luka is the guy that they want to give a max contract to. Who do you want to give a max contract to? Because if it's not a player like Luka, I don't know who it is. Guys that you're concerned about giving a max contract to are Brandon Ingram or Jaylen Brown. And look, I like Jaylen Brown. I'm a Celtics fan. I would give Jaylen Brown a max contract every single year. But I understand if another GM goes, I don't know if I can give Jaylen a max contract. I don't think that's an outrageous thought. But an outrageous thought is going, I don't think I can give a top 3 player in basketball a max contract. That is an outrageous thought. It's not like he's 45 asking for a max contract. He is 25. He is 25 years old. He is 6 years younger than the guy that you just traded for, who, guess what, has a max contract. I just don't understand. It's that in conditioning. They think he's fat. And the report is that he's 277 pounds. It's Luka. This doesn't seem like this has ever been a concern before. Maybe the Mavericks are geniuses and we just don't know it yet. And all of a sudden, they're coming out looking crazy here. But this is bad. Even if Luka is that big, he hasn't played in a minute. He was hurt. It's natural for NBA players to get hurt, especially lower body injuries, and gain a bit of weight. I know 277 is a lot more weight than a bit, but this is also just a rumor. And Luka's never been a skinny guy. Like, I just don't understand. I don't understand what you're doing here. I don't understand how you can be okay with this. I don't understand why you pulled the trigger so fast. I don't get it. And I will never, ever, ever understand. Even if this trade works out for them, there's no reason you don't shop him around. I promise you this is not the best offer you received. There's no way that this is not the best offer you received. And then outside of the future, outside of Luka, looking at the roster now, you're moving Kyrie over to the 1. I'm assuming Clay's running the 2. Your 3's probably going to be PJ Washington. Your 4 is going to be AD, and then you're running the lively Gafford 5. It's a great team. It's a good team on paper, but is this team really any better than it is when you have Luka instead of AD? I don't really think it's that crazy better. I really don't. I think instead of having a little bit of a hole at the 4, you now have a hole at the 2. I just don't understand it. I don't get where you're going. Defensively, you got and defensively you're incredible. And I understand the monolith that defense wins championships, but I don't think that you even get to the finals without Luka. Yes, Kyrie is an outstanding player, and Kyrie can put up points. Anthony Davis can put up points. And maybe you have so much faith in Jaden Hardy, and he's going to step up and put up points. But outside of that, like Gafford, Lively, those aren't point scorers. Those aren't ISO, oh no, I need a bucket guys. Luka's an ISO, I need a bucket guy. I don't know what you're doing. I really thought that all of this was fake, and I'm still in shock. But who knows? Maybe we wake up tomorrow and this isn't real.